What up, y'all? I need y'all to get on here and mash the like button as soon as y'all get on here. As soon as y'all get on here, just mash that like button. Let's go. Let's go. As soon as you get on here, mash the like button. Come on, immediately. Every new person that pops up, mash that like button. We need to get everybody here because this has to be addressed. This situation has to be addressed, and there ain't nobody better to do it than me. What up, you all right? Come on, mash the like button. If you're on here, let's go. Hit that like button. Get as many people here as possible. Let's go. I already told y'all how this works. If the likes don't match the amount of people on here, people won't come. Okay, what's up, Murder Man? Come on, we on these Tyson Fury supporters next, boy. We're on the next. On the next. Come on, hit that like button. Every new person that jumps in here, hit that like button. Let's go. Get as many people here as possible. I'm about to cook. I'm about to grill these Tyson Fury fans up. So first of all, the reason why I say Tyson Fury fans and Tyson Fury supporters lack integrity is because of what I saw in that interview of Jeff Mayweather. That reporter, whoever was doing the interview, is clearly a Tyson Fury supporter. Clearly, bro. He can't, there's no way, the way he was asking those questions, that he's in support of Deontay Wilder or he's neutral. There's no way. So at one point, he said in the interview, there's new pictures coming out that show Tyson Fury's knuckles. What do you think about that? Obviously, oh yeah, most definitely, Murder Man. So obviously, Jeff Mayweather is the type of guy. He's real nonchalant. He's not going to give any definitive arguments because he doesn't want to keep talking about it. Like he knows what's going on. Every last Mayweather knows what's going on. As a matter of fact, most of the Mayweathers have their hands in the pot. They have their hands in the money that's being made from the scandals and everything. Floyd Mayweather Jr. owns part of PBC. He owns shares of it. Not only that, he's got multiple partnerships with Vegas, especially in MGM Grand. So the amount of money that was made based on Tyson Fury winning, with those odds being what they were, everybody who bet on Tyson Fury loaded up that night. So Jeff Mayweather is not going to say too much on the matter, because if he does, he's sticking his hands in the pockets of Floyd Mayweather Jr., more than likely Floyd Mayweather Sr., and a lot of powerful people that they're not trying to have a bad run in with. So the reporter says, but don't you think, but the argument before was that the glove was loose and his fist wasn't all the way in the glove. So how could both be happening? It has to be one or the other, right? First of all, you idiot, we clearly said that the left hand, the one that he was jabbing with, was the one where the glove was not all the way on. And the right hand was the one where the padding was removed and you could see the knuckles out of it. He knew that. What he was trying to do was redirect the narrative and make people that are making these statements about things we clearly see with our own eyes sound ridiculous. And he really thought somebody was going to fall for that. So y'all go ahead and put 1 on the scoreboard for your boy, because that reporter, he's done. Anybody who's been keeping up with everything that's been going on knows that the right hand is the one that had no padding in the glove, and the left hand in the first fight is the one that had the flappy glove where his fist was not all the way in the glove. Tyson Fury clearly cheated. And another reason why I say that Tyson Fury fans and Tyson Fury supporters lack integrity is because one person had the nerve in that video where I was calling all of them out. I put the name in the title and everything, a bunch of different videos. None of them showed up. All of you that are on here right now know that none of them showed up. But once those pictures were made private in the gallery, he decides to comment on one of the videos. Well, hey, put a link to one of the to the gallery then. Dude, you know that gallery is hidden. Not only that, I still got the pictures. They have the dude's watermarks on it. They have the dude's watermarks on it. The copyright is still on the pictures, whether the gallery is open or not. So he didn't know that I had access to the pictures when he said that. But peep this. Peep this. Look at that. I got a bunch of them. You see how all of these have the same watermark on them? Because they're all from the same gallery. Do you really think I could find all those different pictures in individual spaces? That's 6 pictures. And yes, I'm petty. I went in and got the 6 most incriminating pictures of Tyson Fury. And the most incriminating one of them all being this one. He literally was able to clench Deontay Wilder's arm. He grabbed his arm with his hand. You can literally see the shape of the fingers and the knuckles in that glove. There's no padding in that glove. And the fact that a bunch of Tyson Fury fans and supporters and Deontay Wilder haters are ignoring this picture and trying to say it's Photoshopped. First of all, look at the lighting on the picture. The lighting on the picture matches the same angle of the lighting on Tyson Fury's gloves, the lighting on Tyson Fury's body, the lighting on Deontay Wilder's body, the lighting on the ropes of the boxing ring. There's no way anybody is gifted enough to Photoshop all that stuff for 6 different pictures. And don't get me wrong, it ain't just 6 pictures out there. There was like hundreds of pictures taken that night that all have the same angles and lighting and everything. There's no Photoshopper gifted enough to do that. Not only that, for that theory to be correct, that this was Photoshopped, somebody would have to be one hell of a gifted Photoshopper and a gifted hacker. Who do you know is both? Because you would have had to have access to that man's gallery to Photoshop anything. And that gallery was of a photographer that was hired by MGM Grand. You know, the people that have a lot of money invested in this fight and will win a lot of money off this fight. Yeah, that's who the photographer was hired by. So he's not going to go in the gallery and Photoshop anything because 9 times out of 10, being that his payday was probably bigger based on the fact that Tyson Fury won, why would he jeopardize his own pockets and the pockets of the people that he works for? Nobody is going to do that. Nobody. So in order for I know you gifted murder, man. So in order for all this stuff that Tyson Fury fans are saying happened to actually be true, the person who took these pictures, oh no, not this person. So either this person who took these pictures would have to be willing to sacrifice his own money and the money and cross the people that he works for, which are powerful people, or there has to be somebody that's a talented enough hacker and a talented enough Photoshopper to make everything perfect. I've never seen a perfect Photoshopped picture in my life because every time somebody Photoshops a picture, there's no watermarks on it. There are no watermarks on it. And 9 times out of 10, you can tell it's been Photoshopped. Every time. And it's kind of funny how every time I do this, Tyson Fury fans are nowhere to be found. You never want to come to the live streams when we're live in action. You have nothing to say when we're live in action. You always wait until a couple weeks pass by, and then you jump on here with these long paragraphs that I don't have time to go read all the way through and give rebuttals for, even though sometimes I do, because I get thousands of comments every week. So by the time that you guys get on here and decide to say something, I've got about 2,000 to 3,000 pending comments. At the end of the day, we all know what it is. Tyson, yeah, like it's funny. It's funny because everybody wants to revert back to this showbiz the adult clown and say he debunked this, he debunked that. Okay, well, why the heck is that dude? Why hasn't he said anything about Daniel Kinahan managing Tyson Fury? He hasn't spoken on that, so that's lack of integrity because I know he's seen it. He hasn't debunked the glove with the knuckles popping out of it because if he's half as intelligent as Fanon Boxing, Blue Blood Sports, Dante's Boxing Nation, Aki TV, if he's half as brilliant as either one of them, he would have already said he would have already acknowledged, hey, those pictures are not Photoshop. Because if you claim to know something about boxing and photography and all this stuff, you know what that watermark means. That's somebody putting their trademark on their stuff so they can sell it. That person takes the watermarks off the pictures. The fact that the gallery is now closed and private means somebody paid for those pictures to be hidden. The only time a gallery becomes private is when somebody starts waving around that money. That's how he makes his living. Those photographs go up for sale. That's how that photographer makes his living, off his photographs in his gallery. Why would he shut down? Why would he hide 600 plus pictures from one of the biggest fights in history and the biggest fight of that year, of this year? Why would he hide those pictures? Because somebody offered a significant amount of money for him to keep those pictures on the hush hush. And if you don't understand how photographers, how dependent they are on the money they make from their galleries, you're an idiot. And you know nothing. At least not enough to be arguing with somebody. So can't nobody tell me that Counterpunch Boxing has any integrity, because he doesn't. Nobody can tell me that Showbiz the Adult has any integrity, because he doesn't. Because they only seem to speak up and make videos when they can somewhat prove something wrong or sway people to believe something is wrong. That idiot showed a video of Muhammad Ali flicking the jab with old-fashioned gloves, which were made of a completely different material. Back in the day, those things were made out of like horsehide or something like that. They looked real rubbery. So yeah, it's a little easier to flick the jab, but Muhammad Ali's wrist was not bending in anywhere near how far Tyson Fury's jab was bending. And this idiot Showbiz the Adult saying, so is the greatest of all time? Is Muhammad Ali a cheater? Look at his wrist. It doesn't even look the same, bro. So that was not a debunk. Then Mayweather Jim, their attempt to debunk it was a bunch of people that were saying they're afraid to punch the bag like that because they don't want to break their hands, so they weren't going full force. Not only that, they already had bias. One guy actually did do it, and it wasn't the same type of glove that Tyson Fury had. It was like a little 16-ounce glove with the straps. It wasn't the laces, and he did it. And the dude asked him, "Do you feel like that would help you win?" He was like, "Man, hell no." Okay, but then we look at the video Young Pharaoh did. He's going all in, hitting the bag with the glove halfway off, and proving that your hand will not break. But they ignored that. Oh, they just clowned him and said that he's a conspiracy theorist and all this crap. Let's see. If you buy the program, you won't have watermarks. Exactly. So it's like if the watermarks the watermarks I was talking about are the watermarks that the photographer had put on his pictures so nobody could steal them or claim them. You see what I'm saying? Because he's the one who sells the original copies, and once they're sold, He takes the watermarks off. But I know what you're getting at, Murder Man. So, and another thing, why is it that Showbiz the adult never addressed the fact that Tyson Fury was on trial in the UK? He never addressed that. He never addressed the fact that they're like him and punch boxing were the ones that were saying, "Oh, so why would you believe a known liar?" Because that old man came forward and said, "Hey, I never killed Wild Boar before. Tyson Fury and his team asked me to say that on stand, and they would pay me 25,000 euros or whatever, which is actually more than $25,000 because European money is way more like it has a higher value than American dollars." He never got the money. That's why he's coming forward now. The man got on stand and admitted to lying under oath. He has nothing to gain. Nobody is going to pay that man to come out of nowhere and tell the truth. So his story makes a lot more sense than Tyson Fury's story. You went to a farmer to get wild boar meat. Keep in mind, before this had even happened, he failed the PED test. He had already been caught on PEDs against Christian Hammer. He had already been caught by a ref with the glove with his glove having the thumb snipped, so it's easier to pull your hands in and out. He's already been caught cheating in sparring, of all things, against Nicholas Asbury. We've seen the infamous video of him putting his forearm up against what's his name, Cunningham, Steve Cunningham's neck, and hitting him, and that's how he knocked him out. After he himself was dropped in the second round by a clean right hand, and Steve Cunningham was a welterweight. Y'all don't talk about none of that stuff. Y'all don't ever want to bring none of that stuff up. But y'all got all this integrity. Tell me a time Deontay Wilder's popped dirty. Tell me a time where Deontay Wilder's popped dirty. Never. You can't tell me that. Because it hasn't happened. Tyson Fury has been referred to by a referee as the dirtiest fighter he has ever seen. And that referee just happened to ref for Antonio Margarito before. Jack Reese even admitting to giving Tyson Fury the best opportunity to get up that he possibly could in the first fight. So when you got a man that spends an excessive amount of time in one fighter's locker room, giving him all this advice and stuff right before the fight, then he admits to giving him the best chance he possibly can to get up. And then when you look back at that video clip of after Tyson Fury got knocked out, Jack Reese is extremely close to Tyson Fury. And in other fights that he's called, you see him as somebody in the same exact scenario as Tyson Fury, he calls the fight, and he got nowhere near close to their face. Why was his hand right over Tyson Fury's face? You want to know why? Because when fighters get knocked out, they get smelling salt and put it all over the gloves so that when they wave it over the fighter's face, that fighter will wake up. Why do you think Tyson Fury woke up so abruptly? He went from his eyes being in the back of his head and then immediately jumping up. A lot of people will say, "Oh, well, you know, he was previously a cocaine addict, so it was probably just the cocaine still, you know, active in his system." Either way, if it's still in his system, he's not clean. So y'all can come up with all the excuses you want, but Tyson Fury is dirty. He's a dirty fighter. The man relinquished his boxing license in the UK. He's from the UK. The 5 or 6 times he got caught cheating is in the UK. So why is it that his countrymen are cracking down on him, but the U.S. is letting them get away with murder and literally letting them get away with attempted murder? WBC is trash for this. Nevada State Commission is trash for this. Y'all have seen the upload I posted where there's literally a man that makes the gloves that Tyson Fury, maybe not Tyson Fury, he's a manufacturer of gloves, and he's the guy that checks gloves. He said he contested the gloves that Tyson Fury fought in, and he was ignored. The Nevada State Commission, the head of the Nevada State Commission said, no, these are approved brand of gloves. I think they're fine. He's okay to go. Why the heck were those gloves so worn out? Deontay Wilder's gloves didn't look all wrinkly and flat like that. So why did Tyson Fury's? And then people are saying, oh, do you really think that this, well, I won't even say people. I'll say Tyson Fury supporters and Tyson Fury fans and Deontay Wilder haters are saying, well, how would that get cut past the commission? The same way Antonio Margarito got away with having plaster in his glove, in his hand wraps twice. Twice. The only reason he got caught is because Sugar Shane Mosley's coach grabbed his glove and found out. The ref didn't catch nothing, of course, because they get paid off every fight. The ref didn't catch nothing. The commission didn't catch nothing. His coach was probably in on it. And y'all expect us to believe, oh, well, JD's saw him getting his hands wrapped. Okay. JD's didn't see the glove. He didn't see what was going on with the glove or what was being done to the glove. And let's not forget, in that second fight, Tyson Fury turned his camera off after attempting to put a towel over the camera in his locker room. This was on national television. There's videos all around about it. But guess what? Showbiz the adult ain't say nothing about that. Somebody had the nerve to say, oh, well, he wanted his entrance to be a surprise. He didn't want people to see his outfit that he was walking out in. Okay, why would he have to turn the camera off before he gets his hand wrapped in? Why would he not just hide the camera before he puts his robe on in? Deontay Wilder didn't turn his camera off, and we never saw his outfit until he came out. So what are you talking about? Just full of garbage. You already know I'm cooking, Murder Man. That I got 30 minutes left of material too. I'm gonna try to cram it in though. I know it's Friday night. People got stuff to do. This would be a whole lot better with Tyson Fury fans on here. But they scared, bro. They have no definitive arguments for anything. And Showbiz the adult has no definitive argument for anything. The dude's extremely biased against black fighters, go figure. Same as counterfeit boxing. My bad. Counter punch boxing. It's just a counterfeit dude that does it. Them brothers need to stop cooning. Straight up. Stop cooning. Y'all saw what happened. And it's so funny to me how they always got some bad stuff to say about the likes of Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter until one of them fights each other. All they do is try to figure out who the black community likes the most, and then they go ham on them. Why? Why? Showbiz the adult prefers Pacquiao over Mayweather, Tyson Fury over Deontay Wilder. Matter of fact, everybody over Deontay Wilder. Because he went for Luis Ortiz over Deontay Wilder too. It's like, why? What's the point in all that? Why have so much hate for somebody who's so down for his people? Is it because he says what he wants to say? Is it because he does what he wants to do? he doesn't let people control him? Is it because the man is free? But let's continue. We're gonna continue cooking. Let's continue cooking. So, do people not recall the time where Tyson Fury said, "I dip my hands in petrol. I've been dipping my hands in petrol to make to make my skin on my hands a lot tougher." So I looked that up. Come to find out, that's a tactic used by bare knuckle boxers, which Tyson Fury himself used to be, and his family has a history of being bare knuckle boxers. If your hands are getting wrapped and you're putting on boxing gloves that have padding, there's no need to dip your hands in petrol. The only time you would actually need to dip your hands in petrol is if there was no padding in the glove to protect your fist. So he's dipping his hands in petrol. You can clearly see his knuckles through the glove, those worn out gloves. He's been caught cheating multiple times before. Multiple professional fighters have come out and said dirty things he's done in sparring. We've seen dirty things he's done on national television. You've got champions like two-time world champion Steve Cunningham saying, yeah, he definitely cheated in that fight against Wilder. You got Nicholas Asbury saying he definitely cheated in that fight against Deontay Wilder. You have Errol Spence saying, man, them gloves definitely don't look right. I ain't never seen a glove look like that. You got Joey Spencer saying the same thing. Man, he clearly cheated. I mean, what more do you want? You got Daniel Martin or Charles Martin saying, yeah, he cheated. How many more world-class fighters have to open up their mouths and say something? Because you're saying we're fanboys and that we have no credibility for this. We're just salty about a loss, but other professional fighters are stepping up and saying the same stuff we're saying. So, again, Tyson Fury fans and Tyson Fury supporters have no integrity. None. Because y'all know he cheated. Y'all know it. Y'all don't even make compelling arguments when y'all get in my comments or get in anybody else's comments. All y'all do is troll and make fun. That's it. Because you guys don't have a leg to stand on. Man, y'all that are coming in here, mash that like button. I'm cooking, bro. Mash that like button. Get this video more views. Come on, what are y'all doing? I only need one Tyson Fury fan or supporter to jump in this video and say something that proves me wrong. And then another reason why I say Tyson Fury fans have no freaking integrity is because they blatantly lied on Deontay Wilder. That man never even gave a statement. After the fight, he went to his locker room, shut the door. The ref that called, the secondary coach who threw in the towel wasn't even allowed into the locker room. It was only JD's, Deontay Wilder's family, and Deontay Wilder. Nobody was allowed in that locker room after that. And he left from his locker room and immediately headed to Africa because he had a Black History Month shoot to do. He didn't even come to the press conference. So when in the hell did he ever have time to blame it on his costume? You didn't see him post it anywhere. He didn't give any interviews anywhere. He says himself he never said that. And then come to find out that the source is an anonymous tip from a paparazzi that claimed to have their ear on the door outside the locker room. And y'all believed it. Y'all published it. And then what's his name? The idiot, the coon that what's his name? I can't even think of the guy's name. The guy who's always talking about LeBron James. LeBron James, that dude. He had the nerve to get on national television and ridicule Deontay Wilder before even fact-checking the situation. Deontay Wilder never said it. He didn't talk for months. He didn't give any public statements for months. When did he, why, of all things a man could say, why would he say that and then not talk again for months? Then all this crap about him having to be rushed to the hospital after the fight because he got beat so bad. No, that's a lie. Every fighter that loses by TKO, matter of fact, every fighter, period, gets MRIs and stuff after a fight. You're being smacked in the head for 36 minutes. And if you don't make it through that 36 minutes, you've been knocked out. So why would he not get an MRI? It's boxing, guys. It's boxing. Why would he not get an MRI? But y'all just could not wait to defamate that man's character because he's black. Because he's black. That's why they're doing it. There's no other reason for it. It's because the man is black. They hate Errol Spence, they hate Deontay Wilder, and they hate Floyd Mayweather. And they say it's because of the way that these guys fight. Oh, well, Floyd Mayweather runs, he does this, that, and the other. Okay, but whenever he was knocking people out for the first half of his career, y'all were saying y'all didn't like how cocky he was and how arrogant he was and the way he talks. But Tyson Fury does the same thing right now. And the only reason Mayweather did that in the past is to sell fights, which is the same excuse you guys give for Tyson Fury right now. Y'all said he was a boring fighter in the later half of his career. Tyson Fury's a boring fighter. This fight is the first time he's ever come forward. If you go back and look at that Steve Cunningham fight with Tyson Fury versus Steve Cunningham, he's running from a damn cruiserweight. Steve Cunningham was a $190. Tyson Fury was like 250. And he got dropped the second round. But y'all really believe that he went up against the most dangerous puncher in boxing, period. While he was 230 pounds. And he walked through him? Get out of here. Luis Ortiz couldn't knock him out. You believe Tyson Fury was able to do that with padded gloves, even though we could see his freaking fingers? But let's move on to the next fighter that y'all hate. Y'all hate Deontay Wilder. For what reason, I don't know. Oh, because he can't box. So you hate Floyd Mayweather because in the second half of his career, he was a boxer. Arguably the best of, Stephen A. Smith's coon ass. You hate Floyd Mayweather because he's an excellent boxer and he doesn't knock people out. But then you got somebody who's knocked out everybody he's faced, and you hate him because he can't box. So I was like, okay. Maybe they want somebody that can do both. Oh no, I'm wrong. Errol Spence does both. Errol Spence boxes and knocks people out. And y'all hate him too. The only thing those three fighters have in common is they are black men that do and say what they want. And they're their own bosses. Go figure. Debunk that, you dirty Tyson Fury fans. Debunk that. Prove me wrong on that. And then another, this is the final reason why Tyson Fury fans, Tyson Fury supporters, and Deontay Wilder haters have no integrity. Because you guys will lie and say, hey, I'm actually a Deontay Wilder fan, but he lost fair and square. Man, get out of my face. As if I don't see you troll other posts talking noise about Deontay Wilder. I've caught some of the same people that troll me trolling Young Pharaoh, trolling barbershop conversations, trolling Fanon's boxing, and I'm talking about one guy on all these different boxing channels talking noise about Deontay Wilder. But because I mentioned in one of my videos, the only people that say this are people that just don't like Deontay Wilder. And then just in the nick of time, well, actually, I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, but I do believe he lost fair and square. Bro, get out of my face. You're not a Deontay Wilder fan. People that aren't even boxing fans at all have told me, yeah, that glove does look weird. People that know nothing about boxing know that you're not supposed to be able to see fingers. Hold on, I gotta take a couple sips. I've been yelling. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting on somebody to come debunk what I'm saying. You know how many times Stephen A. Smith has gotten caught cooning and speaking on stuff he does not know? Do you know how many times that man has opened up his mouth about stuff he doesn't know? He's not even an expert analyst on boxing. Then let's not forget the notorious, the infamous video of him hitting some boxing mitts. Dude looked like a clown. And it's the same guy. It's the same guy who clowned Anthony Joshua for losing to Andy Ruiz and telling Anthony Joshua that he got beat by somebody that looks like Butterbean. Why would you disrespect a fighter that just became the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world? Why go in on him like that? Sorry, I'm looking down, y'all. I'm about to find this video to expose Stephen A. Smith since he wanted to run his mouth. Yeah, bro. And I'm taking all this real personal because I box and I just saw one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. And I don't care if y'all don't think the man could box. And I'm gonna debunk that in a minute. But I don't care that y'all think the man can't box. He's the only one to do what he's doing. No one has done what Deontay Wilder's done. He's knocked out every single fighter. And in every fight he's had, he's knocked the fighter down except for this last one. Gee, I wonder why. Look at Stephen A. Smith hitting the mitts. Look at this clown. But you want to talk about Deontay Wilder? And you want to talk about Anthony Joshua? You want to talk about Andy Ruiz? Look at that. Dude's on here looking like a jackass. But he's a credible source to talk about boxing. Get the heck out of here, man. Stick to basketball, Stephen A. Smith. Matter of fact, don't even stick to basketball. Stick to LeBron James. Because that's the only person you know anything about. Him and Steph Curry. Stop all that cooning, bro. Oh, by the way, let me debunk people saying that Deontay Wilder can't box. So, in amateur boxing, you have on headgear. You have on heavier gloves. You literally have to be a skilled boxer to win a Golden Gloves competition. Deontay Wilder not only racked up on Golden Gloves championships, but he has national championships, and the man is an Olympic medalist. Zab Judah, the one who gave Floyd Mayweather a tough fight, he's not even a medalist. He was left behind. He didn't even make it to the Olympics. He was an Olympic qualifier and didn't make the cut. Deontay Wilder won a bronze medal in the Olympics. How can he not box? How can y'all say he can't box? And if he just could not box, how is it that he always finds a way not to get knocked out and to knock out his opponent? What he did to Dominic Brazil, letting that man come in all aggressive, stepping back to dodge a punch, planting on his right foot, and swinging with the right and putting him out with one punch. I'm sorry, but it takes skill to do that. Because I myself, somebody who is very hard to hit, I have a hard time with punch placement sometimes. So I'm not going to continue to let people that know nothing about boxing say that he can't box. It's a bunch of people that have never been in a boxing ring in their lives talking about Deontay Wilder doesn't know how to box. Just because he doesn't box better than Fury. And another thing, why are all these people saying, oh, Deontay Wilder should quit. He should never box again. His career is over. How is his career over? You guys are saying that Tyson Fury is the best boxer. He's the best heavyweight out there right now. That's what y'all are saying. And y'all compared the man to Muhammad Ali. So the only loss Deontay Wilder has on his record is to the person that y'all are comparing to Muhammad Ali, and Deontay Wilder should quit? He's no longer good enough to continue boxing? But Manny Pacquiao, somebody with 7 losses, just became champion again. But a man who tied Muhammad Ali's record for consecutive defenses, consecutive title defenses, he's not worth coming back? He's not worth anybody fighting again? His career is over? Even though he's knocked out everybody? Really? Murder Man says, no, they're actually saying he lost to a scrub. I'm saying he got cheated by a scrub. Steve Cunningham was outboxing Tyson Fury and dropped him in the second round. So what does Tyson Fury do? Dang, I'm getting beat up. He cheated. When have you ever seen a boxer take his forearm, put it in somebody's neck while they're up against the ropes, where his head is stuck like this, and smack him with the right hand? Roy Jones Jr. got his first DQ for hitting a guy in the jaw that was linked up against the ropes. He got a DQ for that. Roy Jones Jr. did. Even though he was ahead on the scorecards the whole time, he dropped the dude multiple times. They took that fight from him. Tyson Fury is losing the fight and uses a dirty tactic. And he becomes champion after that. Then the dude was, I'm sorry, but he was losing to Otto Walden too. And check this out. They cheated for Tyson Fury. They told Tyson Fury, hey, the ref is about to fight, stop the fight because of that gash. That gash that had him leaking. That ref let the man go, what? He went the distance. They went all 12 rounds in that fight. They let the man put a bandage on. Like those little bandages that kind of like smush the cut together, so it's harder to open it up. But they warned Fury, hey, they're gonna stop this fight because of the gash in your head. Fury goes to the ref and says, hey, it was a headbutt. But we clearly see on camera that it was from a punch. So Tyson Fury should have lost his O a long time ago. He should have lost his O to Stephen Cunningham. And then for a second time, he should have lost his O to Otto Walden. Tyson Fury lost that fight. People talking about, oh, well, Tyson Fury outboxed Deontay Wilder for 12 rounds. Man, I don't care nothing about that. He still got knocked out. Y'all still cheated the man either way you look at it. But they want us to feel like we have an inferior way of thinking or we're just salty about a loss and all this stuff. No, ain't nobody salty about nothing. Tyson Fury is the dirtiest boxer in history. Period. There is nobody dirtier than him. There's no MMA fighters dirtier than him. There's no jiu-jitsu fighters dirtier than him. Matter of fact, well, I bet a goddamn bodybuilder would pass a piss test before Tyson Fury does. Tired of this, bro. Like it just gets so overwhelming dealing with people who are so stupid that they will literally look at a picture of the man's knuckles coming through the gloves and they'll be like, what can I say to make this man that's proving me wrong feel like he's not actually proving me wrong? Oh, I got it. Photoshop. Photoshop, my G. Photoshop. Another thing, the funny thing is a lot of these Tyson Fury fans stop by, they say nothing, but they'll leave a dislike on the video though. Yeah, they'll leave a dislike on the video. But you won't say anything. You'll leave a dislike on the video, but won't say anything. No integrity, my dude. I didn't go to a bunch of videos of people making fun of Deontay Wilder for twerking and dislike the videos. I don't watch them. I saw what he did. Who cares? It was a private party for his daughters. He was entertaining his daughters. He was being funny for his daughters. And some asshole recorded him while he didn't know and leaked the footage. And I hope he beat the brakes off that dude. That means, and it's funny because Tyson Fury fans will talk about that, but have nothing to say about Tyson Fury kissing that man in the ring on the lips and smiling after that. Oh, don't believe me? They don't believe me. Don't worry, I got the video. And I posted it on YouTube too. Since y'all are just so against Deontay Wilder. Y'all are just so against Deontay Wilder. Let me go ahead and finish cooking y'all real quick. Where is it at? Here it is. Oh my goodness. Oh, come on, skip the ad, dude. You do not need to show me my own ads. All right. Look at that. What's that going on right there? What's that going on right there? Oh, but y'all worried about Deontay Wilder twerking. Y'all calling him gay because he's twerking, but Tyson Fury's not gay for actually kissing another man? Yeah. I mean, what more do you guys have to say? And this is not me speaking to the audience that's watching right now. When I say what more do you guys have to say, this is me speaking to the people that talk down on the video after it's already been posted for 2 weeks. Don't ever catch feelings behind a dislike on a video. You never really know the reason why they did it. Oh yeah, bro, it don't bother me. It's just a simple fact that whenever it comes in abundance, and then I see like all the trolling after the video has already been posted, I know who's behind it. But I'm too good at cooking these clowns for any real sports fans to dislike the video. Well, and the funny thing is, half of Tyson Fury fans weren't even boxing fans until Tyson Fury came along. The sport, the sport was being dominated by black men for so long, and to finally see, oh, this white guy, even though he's from the UK and he's not even American, which really pisses me off because it's like, how can y'all say it's not about race? But a man that went to the Olympics and fought representing this country is being booed by Americans, by white Americans. He's being booed by them. And they're cheering for Tyson Fury, who fights out of the UK. But y'all say it's not about race. If it's not about race, why the heck are Americans rooting against the Americans? Because he's a black American. You're not going to get past that. And then they say, well, we like Tyson Fury because of his charisma. Deontay Wilder has way more charisma than Tyson Fury. Oh, we don't like Deontay Wilder because he's cocky and arrogant. Tyson Fury is way more cocky and arrogant than Deontay Wilder. When Deontay Wilder says, I'm going to knock this guy out, he can say that. He knocks out everybody he fights. When Tyson Fury tells Deontay Wilder, the man that knocked him out cold the first fight, I'm going to knock you out in the second round. That's cocky. You've never done that to anybody before. You've never knocked anybody out in the second round, but you're saying you're going to do it this time. That's cocky. Not somebody that actually knocks everybody out saying that he's going to knock them out. You ain't never heard Deontay Wilder call around. He just says, I'm going to knock this fool out. So at the end of the day, all the reasons that these Americans that love Tyson Fury but don't like Deontay Wilder, just admit you don't like him because he's a black man. That's it. You have no reason to like Tyson Fury. There's nothing Tyson Fury has that Deontay Wilder doesn't. Nothing. There's a whole lot that Deontay Wilder has that Tyson Fury doesn't. Tyson Fury talks about getting prostitutes and doing a line of cocaine after his fight and all this crazy stuff. But he claims to be a Christian and he claims he's not racist. But he said he got pissed off at Deontay Wilder for saying, well, my culture and my culture, we believe in ancestry. We believe that we're still connected to our ancestors and that we manifest power through them. He got pissed off at that. Oh, you're really going to get it now. That's demonic. That's demonic. Oh, okay. Okay. So you consider Deontay Wilder demonic, but then you lick blood off the man's neck. That's an act of Satanism, but you claim to be a Christian, and you're licking blood off somebody's neck. Then a man that was in your corner, who we later find out is actually your brother, says, "White power." Oh wait, no. What did he say? He put up the white power sign that said "God bless America." Or no, God bless something. What did he say? Did he say white power? He said something. I'm gonna have to watch the video again. But he had up the white power sign. Oh no, he said praise Jesus or something like that. Praise Jesus, and did this white power sign. Then all this crap y'all talked about Deontay Wilder's ring entrance. What was demonic about the ring entrance? He's walking past black heroes that gave their lives fighting for equality. A bunch of them were showing up on the screens, and it's a song by D Smoke, who is very pro-black, talking about black love. How was that demonic? Oh, I forgot. It's not okay to sing uplifting music about black people in Black History Month. Because I guess it's offensive to people that aren't black, right? Well, you know what's offensive to black people? The fact that our countrymen would rather go cheer for a Caucasian in a different country than cheer for us. We have to get booed. But it's not about race. Bro, when Caleb Plant goes against another race from another country, I still cheer for Caleb Plant. You're 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 not gonna make this excuse that there's just something wrong with Deontay Wilder. You're not. So all you UK fans that are for Tyson Fury, and all you American fans that are for Tyson Fury, let's keep it a buck. You know what? I won't even mention UK fans because y'all really don't be on that because I've seen the support you guys give for Anthony Joshua. So I won't even go there with y'all because y'all have given me no reason to believe that racism is involved. And I'm not even saying that all Tyson Fury fans are racist. I'm saying the people that booed and gave the middle finger to Deontay Wilder while he was walking out of that tunnel, you're racist. Straight up. The people that will not admit that Deontay Wilder was done wrong in that ring, you're racist because you're doing way too much to try to prove that it didn't happen or to try to make people believe that it didn't happen and to destroy the credibility of anybody who comes out and speaks about it. Y'all lied on him. Talking about his costume, he never said that. Y'all would rather believe that a man who's never made an excuse before made a ridiculous excuse like the costume weighing too much when he's worn that costume before, a costume similar to that before. Y'all would rather believe that than to believe somebody who's been a career cheat actually cheated again. Tyson Fury's cheated against lower opposition. He's cheated in sparring. And y'all don't think he would get on a platform like a pay-per-view fight at the MGM Grand and cheat against the most dangerous fighter in the heavyweight division? Y'all don't think he would do that when his manager is Daniel Kinahan and his promoter is Bob Arum? Are you guys kidding me? Top Rank is notorious for cheating. Antonio Margarito brought for top Rank. Manny Pacquiao was with Top Rank whenever all the steroids and PEDs allegations came out. Canelo was with Top Rank whenever he got popped on PEDs, but then he left and went to the zone. How many dirty fighters have been with Top Rank? Billy Joe Saunders. He's dirty. And he talks about beating women. Where is the integrity of you Tyson Fury fans, supporters, and Deontay Wilder haters? Where is it? Because I don't see it. I mean, am I wrong? Hey, those of y'all that are watching, let me know right now if I'm wrong. I can honestly go in even more. I can honestly go in even more. Y'all want me to? Did y'all know that Tyson Fury's dad was locked up in prison for a while for some dirty stuff? Amongst some of the same stuff that his Tyson Fury's manager Daniel Kinahan has been involved in. Oh, Hobbs is with the mob. Huh. That's interesting. Pop's got mob ties that he's gone to prison for. Daniel Kinahan is a mob boss, an international drug smuggler that manages you and is the founder of your brand. Your family has a history of bare knuckle boxing. You've been caught cheating before, but we're supposed to believe that you're not a bare, like you didn't get in there with bare knuckles. All right, but hey, I already know. Hold on, please go on more. I want to hear more. Hey man, I got so much more. Let me go ahead and look through. As a matter of fact, the other day I was looking at Tyson Fury's box rank. Uh-oh. So y'all remember how they were saying Deontay Wilder didn't fight anybody, this, that, and the other? Let me give you guys a list of names that Tyson Fury fought. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, him being at the level he's at, he has had some pretty good feats. But let's talk about Bela Giongioski. I don't know who that guy is, but he's from Nottingham Arena in Nottingham. That man was 3-9-2, 3 wins, 9 losses, and 2 draws. Then Marcel Zeller is a guy who has a decent record of 21-3, but he got all his wins against guys that have losing records, and he's a 1-star fighter. Daniil Peretayato or something like that. I'm gonna stop reading these names. I'm gonna just start reading the records until I get to a name I can read. This guy is 15-20, 15 wins, 20 losses. Lee Swaby, 23-22-2, 23 wins, 22 losses, and 2 draws. Matthew Ellis is 26-1, but all of his wins, you've guessed it, against guys who have extremely losing records. Same with Scott Belshaw with 10-1-0. All his wins are against low quality opponents, and he's also a 1-star. He finally faces somebody who has no rank. He's not even a 1-star. This guy has no stars, meaning he's shit. He's crap. He's 3-6. So he's green and he has a losing record. Then he goes against his first 2-star fighter. By the way, the most stars you can get on Boxing Rank is 5. And it's dependent not only on your record, but how many, like who the people you're fighting are. This guy is 25-5, but you guessed it. 17 of his fights were that he won were against guys with extremely losing records, and he has 8 quality wins. Then he goes against Thomas Marzek, who is 4-22-5, 4 wins, 22 losses, and 5 draws. You mean to tell me that they sanctioned a fight between a guy who was undefeated and a guy that has 4 wins, 22 losses, and 5 draws? Now, I'm gonna pause on reading off his box rec right now and tell y'all that somebody who started as late as I started in boxing is supposed to fight guys like that for the first 5 fights while I'm green, while I'm extremely green. Not 15 fights into my career, guys. They're not even going to do that for me. That fight won't be sanctioned. If I run through a bunch of tin cans and I go undefeated for 15 fights, they're not going to sanction a fight like that. But they did it for Tyson Fury. But let's continue. Let's continue. Since everybody's talking down on Deontay Wilder's resume, let's continue. He goes against another fighter who has a decent record, but is a 1-star boxer, and is only beating, like all 9 of his wins are against crap opponents who have losing records. And this guy's name is Hans Jor Blasco, and he's 9-3. Then he goes against somebody who's actually fairly decent, but still has a good amount of losses on his record, 25-6. He's a 2-star fighter. Then a guy who's a 1-starter and is 12-0. Guess what? Guess why he even though he's 12-0, he's only a 1-star fighter. And this is Rich Power. Because just like that fight that Tyson Fury had, where the guy only had 4 wins, 22 losses, and 5 draws, how the heck do you get more draws than wins? But anyway, fighters of that quality, yeah, all 12 of this man's fights are against that type of fighter. So then we go to another 2-star fighter, and this just goes to show how crappy a boxer that has only 1 star or 0 stars is. Because this man that is 21, 32, and 2 has 2 stars. Zach Page. He has 21 wins and 32 losses and 2 draws. Tyson Fury fought this man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fights into his career. Let's continue. We got Marcelo. He's 13-0, and he won by KO, but it's a 2-star fighter that 9 of his 13 fights are against crappy opponents. And 4 of those opponents had losses on their record, but it wasn't more than the wins. But 9 times out of 10, if I go check that, they probably, those guys that didn't have that many losses probably fought crap fighters. So finally, Tyson Fury fights a good fighter, Derek Chisora. Now, yeah, he's a reputable name. He was 14-0 at the time, and he's a 4-star fighter. Finally, thank you. 16 fights in, and you fight a quality opponent. Still not on your level, but hey, finally. Then we get Nikolai Furtha, 28-1. So 20 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. Still a crap record. He's a 2-star fighter. Then we got another 3-star fighter, and he got 16 wins, no losses, no draws, but he's still a 3-star. But I guess that's decent. I honestly, at this point, I would probably consider myself a 3-star. And his name is Nevan Pajkic. Then he goes against another 2-star fighter. I'm honestly tired of reading all these records, so I'm gonna just go to another significant one. 4-star fighter Steve Cunningham. He was 25-5. That was a cheating fight. He cheated against him, so I'm not giving him credit for that KO. Then he goes against another 2-star fighter, Joey Abel, who's 29-7. But what did I tell y'all before? If they only have 2 stars, 9 times out of 10, a lot of those wins came from crap fighters. Then he goes against Derek Chisora again, beats him again. But guess what? He didn't knock Derek Chisora out. These are all, RTD wins and unanimous decision wins. But that's his first 5-star fighter. Derek Chisora, after being defeated, became a 5-star fighter. Go figure. Then, he goes against Christian Hammer. He was on PEDs when he fought him, so we don't care about that. Then he goes against Vladimir Klitschko when Vladimir Klitschko was like 45. We don't care about that. Then he goes against Safiri, who is a 2-star fighter, then another 2-star fighter, and then Deontay Wilder. A draw. A split decision draw. Come on, y'all. Then Tom Schwartz, the guy who was honestly there to lay down for him in the first place. Otto Wallin, who actually beat him. And then Deontay Wilder, who he cheated against. And guess what? Y'all say Deontay Wilder is so trash, but he's ranked at 5 stars. And that's for a reason. Now let's go to Deontay Wilder's resume. Matter of fact, do we even have to? He's got 41 KOs. And he has way more undefeated fighters on his record than that of Tyson Fury. He has more 4-star and 5-star fighters that he's beat on his record. Yeah, bro, there's no reason to even go into it. Don't leave out the gloves in the Christian Hammer fight. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. The fact that Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury had the thumb of the glove snipped, and Fury really lost to McDermott. You sure right. I remember watching that. Dude got outclassed, but they gave him the win. Hold on, let me look at you. Let me shout you out. Hey, shout out to Robert Pitts. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Because I would have never thought about it. Because the only 2 fights I rewatched this week was the Otto Walden and the Steve Cunningham. Because somebody tried to take Steve Cunningham's credibility because he went in on all the dirty stuff that he's watched Tyson Fury do in his sparring sessions and in previous fights whenever he wasn't a big name yet. Steve Cunningham has seen it all. And they were like, well, he's just salty because he lost. But then you go look at that fight, and Tyson Fury was getting beat the heck up the whole fight and chased down. Bro, Steve Cunningham was way shorter than Tyson Fury, is way shorter than Tyson Fury, and he's smaller. He was less than 200 pounds and dropped Tyson Fury in the second round. And was still outboxing the guy with an extremely longer reach, was walking him down, beating him up the whole time. And Tyson Fury used a dirty tactic, and the ref did nothing about it. Nothing. We all seen that. Like, to me, if you're a Tyson Fury fan, you're a dirty fighter. Like, you're a dirty fan. You're a dirty human being. Who would be okay with that, bro? Seriously, who would be okay with that? You're not a boxing fan if you're okay with somebody ruining the integrity of the sport. Robert Pitt says Fury fans don't want him to fight Wilder again because the next fight is going to expose him. Ortiz would beat Fury. Yes, Ortiz and Nicholas Asbury said the same thing whenever he was interviewed by Blue Blood Sports and interviewed by Young Pharaoh. He said that Luis Ortiz is a much better fighter than Tyson Fury, a much better boxer, and he gave him a reason why. Bro, Tyson Fury fights the entire fight off the back foot. The entire fight off the back foot. He only gets on his toes when he starts getting fatigued and he decides he wants to pivot and turn his opponent. And don't get me wrong, like he's very good at turning his opponent and making his opponent change angles. But Deontay Wilder already dismantled that and still dropped Tyson Fury twice in the first fight. Luis Ortiz can hit you from awkward angles. He fights well on the front foot and the back foot. He stays on his toes the whole entire fight. He picks his shots way better, and he utilizes his jab way better, even though he has a way shorter jab than Tyson Fury. And he has a sharper jab and a stronger jab than Tyson Fury, and he can knock you out. Okay, y'all. We finally got a Tyson Fury fan, y'all. Time to cook. Time to cook. Hey, so Mr. Email says Fury is a beast. Wilder is a shocking boxer with no skill. Who is the better boxer, Povetkin or Ortiz? That's a good question. That's one of those styles make fight situations. But to what you say about Fury being a beast and all that stuff, bro, just look at his boxing rec. Look at his boxing rec. And then look what happens every time he goes against a quality opponent. He cheats. He cheats. Not only that, you're saying Deontay Wilder has no skill. For one, okay, Fury smash Deontay Wilder. Explain the pictures with the watermark. And I honestly, now that I think about it, Luis Ortiz is better than Povetkin. Thank you, Robert Pitts. Povetkin is sloppy. Wilder hasn't fought anybody. Luis Ortiz is better than anybody that Tyson Fury has faced. Luis Ortiz would have beat Vladimir Klitschko while Vladimir Klitschko was 45. So would Wilder. That's the only reputable name that Tyson Fury has, and he cheated. He was on PEDs against him and Christian Hammer. What am I chatting? What are you chatting, bruh? So, address. Be real. Have some integrity. Address Tyson Fury's manager and the founder of his foundation being Daniel Kinahan. Address the fact that pictures that came from a photographer hired by MGM Grand, where you could see the shape of his fingers and his knuckles through the right hand. Explain that flappy glove. Explain the lies about the wild boar meat. Bro, I don't name the top 3 names. I'll do both of them. The top 3 names on do you want me to include Fury? I mean, besides Fury, Deontay Wilder has Luis Ortiz, who's a 5-star fighter. He has Gerald Washington, who is a 4-star fighter. I can name a bunch of 4-star fighters. Then, bro. But you said top. So I'm gonna give you the top. Romain Stavern was 24-1-1 at the time he beat him. He is a good name, whether y'all want to admit it or not. His career went downhill after he got knocked out the second time by Deontay Wilder. And guess what? Stavern's first loss came to Deontay Wilder. Same with Luis Ortiz. Oh, wait, never mind. No, it didn't. Hold on. This thing is confusing me. Hold on. Okay, so his second loss and third loss came at the hands of Deontay Wilder. So he had 1 loss before he faced Deontay Wilder, but he was the champion. So we got Stavern, we got Luis Ortiz, and Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil had only been beat by Anthony Joshua at the time. Yes, Stavern. You okay? So check this out. You said Luis Ortiz didn't fight anybody, neither did Fury. Thank you, Robert Pitts. Robert Pitts also said Ortiz is just as dangerous as Wilder as far as punching power go. Fury would have to deal with Ortiz's sneaky power on top of the superb boxing skills. Exactly. There's not too many fighters that are better boxers than Cuban boxers. How many fighters did you name that were world champions? How many boxers can you name for Tyson Fury that are world champions? You're being redundant. Real champions, not Stavern. Okay. You can say what you want to, bro. You can really say what you want to. All I'm saying is Deontay Wilder, and I won't even count Tyson Fury. So Deontay Wilder has faced a 5-star fighter twice, which is that of Luis Ortiz. That was his toughest fight. He knocked him out in an even better fashion the second time. 4-star fighters, You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 for Deontay Wilder, 5 4-star fighters. Now let's go back to Tyson Fury because I destroyed his box rec record a long time ago. You're a little late, buddy, but that's okay. That's okay. Just go. It's only a click away. So let's go back to Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, and let's count his 4-star fighters. 1, 2, 3. He has 3 4-star fighters. And then guess what? Guess how many 5-star fighters he has besides Deontay Wilder? 2. After that, you got a bunch of people that have 20 losses, 22 losses, another 22 losses, 32 losses. Fights that shouldn't even be sanctioned for somebody y'all are saying is the best. His first fight was against a guy that was 3-9-2. He has a fight against a guy that was 4-22-5. The guy has more draws than wins. And it was off points. He didn't even knock the guy out. But you talking about he's a beast? Get out of here, dog. Get out of here. Get out of here. You clowning, bro. Oh, we got another Tyson Fury fan. Finally, y'all got some balls. Okay. Dix Insider says Wilder is just a dosser. Oh, okay, here we go with that term. Are you getting these from BoxRec? Yes, indeed. They have Wilder second when he's not even the champ. Okay. Okay. Who cares? Fury is just a cheater who went on a coke and eating binge and fake depression after he was caught cheating. Exactly. But these and I know Dixon is a UK fan because he said Dawson. People don't say that in America. So you're already biased, my guy. And I don't blame you for liking Tyson Fury better because you're rooting for your countrymen. I don't blame you for it. But your boy is dirty. And if you're from the UK, you know that. You know he cheated against Christian Hammer and Vladimir Klitschko. He was on PEDs to fight a guy that was 45. You can't compute the fact a white man is the beat your God. Okay, so get better grammar skills and please use a little intellect when you talk to me because you're saying something that you couldn't possibly know. You couldn't. It has nothing to do with race. It's the fact that the man cheated, and I have pictures of it. And there's pictures. There's video evidence. He's failed drug tests. He's lied in court. He had to relinquish his UK boxing license while he was on trial. He's been referred to as the dirtiest boxer that a referee has ever seen. The pics are not fake. They have the watermarks from the guy that was hired by MGM Grand. And then after we put the pictures on the internet, the gallery was. Why would a man that makes money off a gallery hide 600 plus pictures and miss out on all that money if he wasn't paid off? You idiot. The pics are not fake, you dummy. The lighting matches up way too perfect for any Photoshop to have happened. Nobody is that gifted of a Photoshopper to make what we saw. His gloves were approved by Wilder's team and the WBC. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. The WBC approved them. The WBC approved them. So you haven't been on my page before. I've already posted a video of a man that checks gloves saying, hey, I contested those gloves. I protested those gloves and they ignored me. The head of the commission, the head of Nevada State Commission said, no, this is an approved brand. We think the gloves are okay. Wilder's team saw a different pair of gloves. And then the funny thing is, yeah, Robert Pitts, Robert Pitt said, Mr. Email, black people win most of the time. Y'all created a movie called The Great White Hope because y'all was so obsessed with beating us because y'all got y'all ass beat most of the time. Yeah, like for real, like bro, my thing is you say I can't take the fact that a white man beat a black man, but I root for Caleb Pitts a lot. I'm not racist. My auntie, who was my mother figure, is white. So go on with that. The WBC protected Wilder for years. Why would they just throw him under the bus? Protected him from what? Please give me some evidence of something Wilder did and the WBC protected him for it. You know how many odds were against Tyson Fury for that fight, and how much money they won for Tyson Fury getting the win? And Deontay Wilder gave Tyson 50-50 split. But y'all are talking about this man's integrity. He gave a man he didn't have to give a 50-50 split to. It's kind of funny to me though how you immediately went to race when you saw that I was a black man. Wilder only would fight Fury was because he thought he was done after his coke binge. Okay, hey, exposed y'all. I'm finna get him. So you say it after a coke binge. Hey, numbnuts. He took a fight per year after his coke binge. He fought two people before he even fought Deontay Wilder. He actually got back in really good shape before he fought Deontay Wilder. So try again. Because within a year, there's sparring matches, there's lots of training. He's been through 3 camps, 1 camp for a fight that ended up not happening, and then 2 more camps for fights that did happen. So he didn't just come off of a coke binge and go straight to Wilder. He showed dominant performances against other fighters before he got in the ring with Fury with Deontay Wilder, and he got knocked out against Deontay Wilder. He got knocked out against Wilder. 1 year to get back and 100% after losing 10 stone. It wasn't one, bro. Shut up, bro. You don't even have all the facts, my guy. But like I said to you before, I'm not even mad at you because you're sticking up for your countrymen. But like, see me, unlike all these other people, bro, I'm not gonna clown you for bias. I'm not. I understand bias, bro. I understand bias. Like I'm biased when it comes to like, and don't get this wrong, don't get it twisted, because it's clear as day that Errol Spence beat Sean Porter, but I was biased in that fight. Errol Spence used to train at the same gym I train at, and we live in the same city. So of course I'm gonna go for him over Sean Porter, who lives in Vegas, but he's from Cleveland. So yeah, like bias is cool. Now, if he would have got knocked out, am I gonna just immediately jump to, oh, Sean Porter cheated? No, I'm not gonna do that unless I have proof that it happened. You're from France? Oh, okay. Well, you still use the word Dawson. And at the end of the day, France ain't American. Matter of fact, that's even more of a reason for you to hate Wilder. People from France they hate Americans. You probably hate me and you don't even know me. Dang, what did Robert do, Murder Man? Hey, where'd your boy go? Oh, Mr. Email left after I cooked. Oh, here he goes. Let's be honest. Wilder had the chance to fight AJ before the Fury fight. No, 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 no. No, we're not gonna do that. So this is what happened with AJ versus Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is happy with Al Heyman. He's happy with Al Heyman. They wanted him to leave Al Heyman and sign a DAZN deal. And there was no guarantee that Deontay Wilder was going to get to fight AJ. The only thing he turned down was the DAZN deal. He said, why can't we just have the fight while I'm with Al Heyman and you're with DAZN? Why do I have to leave Al Heyman for that? But Deontay Wilder had been chasing AJ. AJ had even said he has no interest in fighting Deontay Wilder. And then he said if Deontay Wilder would have beat if he would have beat Andy Ruiz, he was going to fight Deontay Wilder. He would forget about that belt and just get the rest of his belts and retire. The man honestly did not want to fight Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is the most feared fighter, period. So feared that they had to cheat to get him up out of there. According to Wilder, he is a free agent. Facts. He's still under Al Heyman, bro. I didn't hear that statement, so I'm not going to refute that statement because I never heard it. And I can't say whether or not it's true. I'm Murder Man, you my favorite Cleveland guy. Killing me, dog. I'm not like, bro, I love Sean Porter. I'm not saying I hate him because he's from Cleveland, but of course I'm gonna take the dude that lives in the same city as me over the guy that lives somewhere else. Not only that, I like what Errol Spence stands for more than I like what Sean Porter stands for. Sean Porter will tap dance if you pay him enough money. Straight up. Those are facts. Those are facts. Sean Porter will tap dance his happy feet if you pay him enough. Whenever he got on Fox, oh, he was a good little boy. He did everything they expected of him, and they still let that man go. But I'm waiting on y'all replies, bro. Hey, and the crazy thing is, you guys show like a lot of ignorance and lack of information when you guys say that pictures are doctored or fake when it has the watermarks. How in the world did I get the pictures? And how did I get so many of them if I didn't get them all from one gallery? I'm promising you a photographer that takes pictures at boxing matches that was hired by MGM Grand, which I'm pretty sure has money to hire top quality, is not going to ruin his own integrity by doctoring pictures, bro. Tyson Fury cheated. You can pause the video footage and see the knuckles. That was already done on Young Pharaoh's page. When you want to believe something, you make things that could show Fury cheated. You take them and make them your prime evidence. Bro, I didn't make anything. I don't even have a Photoshop account. AJ Styles rules. Plus, you probably said Fury was moving his hands up and down inside the gloves. No, I said Fury's hands were flapping around in that first fight, which they were. They were clearly flapping around. Showbiz, the adult who was pro Fury, admitted that this happened, but he said it was because he was flicking the jab. But I can show you, even without a glove on, I cannot bend my hand at a 90-degree angle in both directions. Tyson Fury, who had gloves on, which restrict movement, was able to let it go in both directions. So as somebody with 3 degrees in kinesiology, 2 of which are master's degrees, I know for a fact that metatarsals, this bone right here, it cannot be bent. There's a bone right here that will not be bent. It's impossible. It's biologically impossible. Even people that are double jointed cannot bend their wrist that way. So no, what he did in that first fight with his left hand is impossible. Next. What the heck? Please show him the picture. Bro, honestly, based on what he said, I can tell you straight up, it doesn't matter if he gets legitimate proof. He's gonna refuse to believe it, but just for the sake of my people that, got good heads on their shoulders and aren't biased people that are ignorant and trolls, look at this. I have 6 pictures. 6 from the same gallery. It has the man's watermark on it. So I'm going to click one, the one that's not right there. Which one? I have to look at it this way because it's backwards. Okay. So I'm clicking a specific picture. Bro, that's not Photoshopped. Look at the lighting and look at the watermark. And as you can see at the bottom, there's multiple pictures I have. I got them all from the same gallery, bro. And that gallery is now private. It's true. I mean, so Mr. Email is just a troll because now we're Wilder nut huckers because pictures like this are circulating where you can see the man's knuckles. You can't fake a picture like that, bro. You can't. How can it? Tell me how that's fake. You explain to me how you can go to Photoshop, take a picture from somebody else's gallery, and Photoshop this, and then put it back in their gallery. So if you're just trying to ruin my credibility, just say that. But don't tell me, somebody who knows that they didn't Photoshop the pictures. Don't try to convince me that I did it because I don't have that type of time on my hand. I'm a boxer, I'm a teacher, and I'm a full-time father. I don't have time to get on the internet and Photoshop one picture. Okay, so you looked at Wilder and you didn't even look at the knuckles. Hey, get him the fuck out of here. He's wasting my time. Murder Man, get Mr. Email the fuck out of here. Done with you. You're just here to troll. You have no brain cells. You have no compelling argument. Not at all. I just think you want to believe the lies. Bro, the picture is proof enough. Get him out of here. Okay, yeah. I'm a dosser. I don't even know what that means, so I don't care. You're a dickhead. Get him out of here. Matter of fact, I'll personally kick this one out. I don't like this dude. So he can watch all he wants to, but he can't comment, nothing else. I don't deal with clowns. I said I need Tyson Fury fans that actually have compelling arguments and actually have information. Not no trolls. None of that. This is my platform, dog. Respect it. Sup, brother? Glad you on. I see you already on Warpath. Bro, you already know how I do. But I don't care if I gotta cook for 2 hours, bro. We on it. Bro, when they start throwing insults out there and saying stupid stuff and calling everybody gay like in a fighter and stupid stuff like that, that's how you know. That's how you know they have nothing to say. There's no more argument. I gave the man ample time to debunk what I'm saying, and he can't. All he can say is it's fake. He didn't even address Daniel Kinahan because that's public information. That's going worldwide. Everybody knows about Daniel Kinahan. But he didn't say nothing about that, bro. He didn't have nothing to say about Daniel Kinahan. Hey, if you're just on here, mash that like button, bro. Y'all killing me. Hit that like button, bro. Bring more people here. Bro, I'll take on 30. I'll take on 30 Tyson Fury fans at once, bro. Y'all can't stop me. I just don't think Fury cheated. Bro, you saw the gloves. Dix Insider, you seem to have a lot more integrity for one and a lot more common sense than that Mr. Email idiot. Be honest. That picture is not Photoshopped, bro. And I think Wilder held up the belt for too long. Bro, it wasn't him. He wanted to unify. Bro, when Anthony Joshua wasn't with DAZN, he ducked those fights. He never made Wilder an offer. He used to say things like, oh, he's got to do more. He's a nobody. He's not big enough yet. I'm the guy he should be worried about. I'm the lifter. And then whenever Deontay Wilder got the belt, what did he do? He signed with his own. He signed with his own. Another deal, and then tried to get. Well, I mean, he was with DAZN, but he re-signed with DAZN, even though he swore up and down he wanted to make an American debut. And then he tried to get Deontay Wilder to leave Al Heyman to sign with DAZN. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. But I mean, if you say he held up the belt too long, oh well, he was knocking people out to hold the belt. He was knocking people out to do it, bro. He had a dent in the side of his head due to a blunt object, and a doctor said that. So people laugh at it, and it's actually I have somebody that's in the medical field. They told me that it's called a bruised temporal bone, which is technically a dent in that bone because it's a softer bone. The temple is the softest part of the head. After that, it's the back of the head. But they said that it's called a bruised temporal bone, but a bruised temporal bone is technically a dented temporal bone. It can be repaired. So yeah, we're happy it could be repaired, but it still could have killed him. Here we go. Okay, Ignacio Chavez, I'm honestly just thankful that you're not here to troll me today because you're honestly a real good troll. You got to me the other day. I'm not even gonna lie about it. But you're a 49er fan, so I fuck with you because whenever football season comes back, I know we'll be rooting for the same team. So Murder Man, Ignacio Chavez is the one troll I could tolerate. Dixon Sider said, horsehair gloves are known for doing strange things. Also, I think Fury has done some dodgy things in the past and making an opponent have a worse glove. True that. So that's exactly why I place you miles ahead of Mr. Email, because you actually acknowledge some things have happened, which gets to my point where it's not unreasonable for people to believe that Tyson Fury cheated. And horsehair gloves, one thing that can be done to manipulate them, and why people have protested that glove being approved by the WBC and Nevada State Commission from the get-go, is because with horsehairs, you can manipulate how much stuff, because it's not padding. When you use styrofoam padding, it's the shape of the glove, so you can't manipulate it to where it's still the same weight, but it's in the padding and protections in another part of the glove. Horsehairs can be moved around in the glove. So you can make it to where there's no padding around the knuckles, which is what I believe he did. The gloves were already broken in by the time Tyson Fury got in the ring. There was a photo taken of those gloves before he used them, and they already had wrinkles in them. You're supposed to use a brand new pair of gloves before you get in the fight. So, they even show people taking them out the plastic. Murderman said, I'll bump them from now on if they're saying something iffy. Okay, I appreciate that. What up, Brandon G? Brandon G is a Patreon member, so shout out to him, bro. You get a shout out every time you jump in here. Y'all go show Brandon G some love. Ignacio Chavez said, thank you, man. God bless your soul. Hey, you know it's all love, bro. Like I can deal with funny trolls, but it's the trolls that get on here and they say racist stuff and start talking about people's sexuality. I don't deal with that stuff, bro. I don't deal with that nonsense. And you'll make me get out of character and start cussing when you start doing stuff like that. I saw the knuckle prints through the gloves. No way those gloves were padded without being tampered with. Young Farrell called it. I heard the WBC is ignoring the gloves evidence. Yes, indeed. And what it is, bro, they just want that third fight to happen. That third fight is predicted to do somewhere around 800 mil for those two. So they'll be splitting 800 million for that. That's a lot of money that nobody's willing to give up. Nobody is. Nobody's gonna think about it, bro. If you're a commission, you're not getting in the ring yourself. You don't have to fight. And millions and millions and millions of dollars are coming to you just because you're the presiding commission and you have a deal with one of the biggest venues in the world, which is MGM Grand, which is the mecca of boxing. You got your casinos, and then Tyson Fury winning will win you 10 times the amount that Deontay Wilder winning would get you. Are you not gonna go ahead and ignore that instead of taking hundreds of millions of dollars out of people's pockets? No, they're not gonna do that. Vegas hit 900 million that night. 900 million went to Vegas that night behind Tyson Fury winning. They're not giving up that type of money, bro. They're not. Hey, if you're on here, go ahead and mash that like button, bro. We doing numbers tonight, bro. Much love in the super chat for those who are showing it. I'm sorry if it's not coming across the screen. I'm not a big YouTuber, so if it's anything less than $5, it's not. I don't think it's gonna roll across the screen. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, it's cool. Let me read your guys' comments. I don't think Fury cheated. I just think Fury was using a glove that gave him the best advantage. Fair enough. As long as you're acknowledging the glove, bro, it's all love. Like I'm to like I'm not here to crap on anybody. I just been wanting to have a conversation because it seems like every time I bring up this topic, I can only get trolls that only want to make silly statements, bro. And I'm serious about this. So I'm not trying to be silly with people all night. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure people that are actually legit fans of Tyson Fury aren't trying to see people that are also fans of Tyson Fury be silly all night. Where you here you go. Even with the gloves, let's be honest, in the second fight, Wilder wasn't very good. Wilder wasn't himself that fight. I'll admit that. I'll definitely admit that. Wilder was not himself. He looked different. And right now, I'm not going to make any speculation about that because we don't know like what was going on that night. But it bothers me so much that people were really believing that an anonymous tip pressing their ear to the locker room is legit. And saying they heard Deontay Wilder tell his woman or agreed with her. This is what they said. They said his woman said maybe it was the costume. It was heavy. And Deontay Wilder said, yeah, it was 40 pounds. My legs were dead by the time I got in the ring. This is an anonymous tip saying they heard this from outside the locker room. Those doors in MGM Grand for the locker rooms, those are thick. I'm sorry, you can't hear a legit conversation in there. Two, why in the world will we go off a statement from an anonymous tip? Deontay Wilder's secondary coach was outside the door, so there's no way that a paparazzi was able to put his ear to the door of the locker room and hear him say anything. Because that coach would have been like, what are you talking? Like, what are you doing? Get out of here. And Theory didn't fire it. I mean, Deontay Wilder didn't fire the coach like everybody was saying. I didn't even see what Robert Pitt said. Hope we really do get a trilogy. I would love to see Wilder get another chance without any cheating controversy. Real talk. And I think the trilogy will happen. It's too much money involved. And Deontay Wilder said he's not shying away from the trilogy at all. Like he wants his. I'm glad you're connecting the dots politically. Oh yeah, as far as this crap that they're doing, COVID-19 and all that. Yeah, I'm cool, Murder Man. I'm good. I got my hydration and everything. Brother, do you think Wilder might have caught COVID-19 before COVID became mainstream? That's a good question. But I really don't want to speculate on that because of the type of money that man happens, the type of money that man has, and the people that he has around him. I think they're about that. But then again, Deontay Wilder is a very prideful man, and he loves to go out on his shield. So he is the type of person to hide whether or not he has a sickness like that. But then again, his blood, Fury licked blood off the man's neck. So Fury would be sick as a dog right now if he did catch it. So who knows? Um, but he did say something happened during training camp whenever he was still in the ring after the fight. So I don't know. Uh, it was way too early. And if you start saying things like that, then you have to give other fighters those excuses. Yeah, if it's something that's up in the air and it can go either way, then we would have to say the same for Fury. You know what I mean? Like Fury could all of a sudden say, "Hey, well, I was sick too, but I still got the ring." And, so we don't want to throw anything out there that could apply to both fighters. Like I only want to stick to things that can be proven with facts and medical receipts. So the only reason I believe the dent in the head, because when you don't use the actual medical term bruised temporal bone, dent in the head sounds kind of silly, but it is literally what it is. But the fact that he had, like, there's medical paperwork from a doctor, that's why I believe that. So I'm not believing it because I just want to believe every single thing that comes out to say Fury cheated. You guys have only me get on here and talk about things that come up in mainstream articles that have been proven, testimonies given by professional fighters. I have never said, hey, this proves it. I'm saying, hey, this professional fighter is saying this, that, and the other. You'll never see me get on here and say something crazy like, oh, well, Fury took a bunch of steroids the night of the fight. We don't have proof of that. So I'm not going to say he was on steroids when he fought Deontay Wilder. I'm only saying something that came out of his mouth, which he said he dipped his hands in petrol. He said that in an interview. He's been dipping his hands in petrol. I did my own research and found that bare knuckle boxers do that so that they don't split their knuckles open, and it makes their skin rougher so that they can endure a bare knuckle fight without ruining their hands. I've seen the picture, and I believe the picture because it has the watermark of the photographer hired by MGM Grand, and it came from his gallery. I went to his gallery to get that picture, so it is a real picture, and it looks nothing like a Photoshop picture. And a person would have had to hack his profile, go Photoshop that picture, and put that picture back in his profile. So that person would have to be a gifted Photoshopper and know about the lighting and all that stuff, which is something a photographer would know. So he would have to be a gifted photographer and a gifted hacker. I'm sorry, but I don't know too many people that are all three of those things that love Wilder that much that they would do that. So that's debunked. That's out of the way. I believe the floppy gloves because I've seen it with my own eyes. And I don't believe that Fury had the power because we've never seen him with that type of power before. We've never seen him fight that way before. He spent his entire life fighting off the back foot and using his jab. And then whenever his opponent's fatigued, he'll use his weight to get them up on the ropes, and he'll throw a flurry of punches until he gets a stoppage. So he doesn't get legitimate knockouts. And he's been fighting this way his whole life. He's been fighting since he was 5. There's no way that one training camp would turn him into somebody that can bully Deontay Wilder when Luis Ortiz couldn't do it. So let me read the rest of your comments. Can a bruised temple bone happen from repeated strikes to the head to make them harder? And head petrol to make them harder? Sorry, I skipped it. Can a bruised temporal bone happen from repeated strikes to the head with a glove? No, not with a padded glove, because the temple, if you hit the temple, obviously you can knock them out, but the temple is this right here. So knuckles would have to get in there. A padded glove isn't going to bruise that bone because there's a lot of mush right here. There's a lot of flesh. So there's flesh in between, like the temporal bone is covered by a lot more flesh than the rest of your head. Okay? And it is the softest bone, but it has a lot of flesh. So a padded glove is not going to get to that bone. It's not. Otherwise, a temple punch would be an illegal blow. because that's why a back of the head shot is an illegal blow because the cerebral cortex is right there, and you can knock the brain off its stem from repeatedly hitting somebody in the back of the head. So rapid punches are illegal because that can instantly kill somebody. Okay. Um, let's see. Don't forget, Tyson Fury said he was putting his hands in petrol to make them harder. But yeah, why would you need to make? Why? No, it doesn't make your knuckles harder. It makes your skin tougher, so it's harder to tear. Where's Ricky Bobby now? Or Robbie? Where's Robbie now? I don't know, but he was making some good points. I don't like how he was cussing you out. That's why I let you deal with it. All right, we've addressed the controversy. As a boxer, what adjustments do Wilder have to make in order to defeat Fury? Bro, to be honest, in the first fight, if he wouldn't have rushed the knockout, bro, he wouldn't have been gassed. It would have came. You saw what happened in his second fight with Luis Ortiz, where he didn't rush for the knockout anymore, so he didn't get hit by any silly punches, and he was able to knock him out quicker. Deontay Wilder doesn't have to be the greatest boxer in the world because he has the equalizer in that right hand. He just needs to be more patient, and he needs footwork. That's like with footwork, with better footwork, and because like realistically, Deontay Wilder has one of the strongest chins in boxing, so he could take a few punches and still be okay. Y'all mash that like button while y'all here, but I think he just needs more patience. Now, with him using his jab a lot more help, yeah, yeah, I would love for him to work that jab a lot more, but it's a question of whether or not that's in his game plan because Fury is not a dumb guy. I'll never claim that Fury is dumb. He's a smart man. So he's going to know, hey, if Deontay Wilder is all of a sudden using the jab a lot more and I have the longer reach, he's setting up that right hand. Deontay Wilder is going to have to learn to attack the body. As you've seen, that man goes for straight headshots. He doesn't use like a lot of his torque unless he's throwing the right hand. But you don't really see him do any inside fighting, which would help him against Fury. Um, I think Wilder needs to have a big overhaul in his style. Wilder needs to jab and move more. Moving your head back isn't a good defense. Yeah, because somebody could just step forward if they do that. He needs to feint a lot more. So like jab with the foot, which is a feint. But make sure when you feint, your hands are up, and it has to be like a lot of head movement, and he needs to pivot. He needs to swing from awkward angles, and he needs to learn to turn his opponent. He never once turned Fury. Fury didn't have to pivot or any of that. And when he did it, he was turning Deontay Wilder. So Deontay Wilder has to learn to lead the dance. The problem is Wilder is 34. Can he make these improvements in time for the third? I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna be petty one time. If you don't believe that Fury, Tyson Fury, I mean, if you don't believe that Deontay Wilder can make that change because of how old he is and how stuck in his style he is, why would anybody believe that Tyson Fury can go from being a boxer going 12 rounds all his fights to being the bully towards the bully? You know? But do I think it's possible? Yeah. I mean, Deontay Wilder started out late, so he's still learning. When he fought Dominic Brazil, he was a step ahead of where he was whenever he fought Luis Ortiz the first time. I didn't see Wilder work Fury's body at all. Yeah, he didn't. You shouldn't expect such from a knockout artist. True that. I don't. I I think it could be done, but I'm not going to be mad if he doesn't do it because the first fight, people say things like, "Oh, Deontay Wilder got outboxed the whole fight." Hold on, like the first 3 rounds, there were barely any punches thrown. So how did he get outboxed the first few rounds when there were barely any punches thrown? In the later rounds, was he getting outboxed? Yeah. But he also dropped Fury in the later rounds too, twice. So you can't say that. You can't say that the man just got beat, which is why it was a draw. He had two 10-8 rounds in that fight. It's a 12-round fight. The first 3 or 4 rounds could have gone in either way. So when you got 8 rounds left, Fury can win 6 of those rounds and it still be a draw because Deontay Wilder has two 10-8 rounds. Rumor has it that Wilder runs his own training camp and he tells his trainers what he will and won't do. Also, folks say Errol Spence does the same thing. So with Errol Spence, that's false. Errol Spence controls the first half of his camp, but the rest of it, he does what he's told. He has a certain warm-up routine that he does. Errol Spence has a ridiculous warm-up. I'm talking about hundreds to 1,000 push-ups and 30 minutes of jump roping just to warm up. And then after that, he goes through his grueling training. Errol Spence has the greatest work ethic I've ever seen in my life. Deontay Wilder, I'm not sure about that, but I did hear that rumor, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does because he did say that he swims for cardio instead of running. But the thing is, though, even without the strongest legs in boxing, he's still able to do what he does. If Deontay Wilder had strong legs like some of these other heavyweights, I don't think there's too many people that can contest him. Real talk. There's not too many. There's really not too many. Like, just think about it. If Deontay Wilder had started when all these other fighters did, instead of starting amateur at 21, if he would have started at like 5 or 6, like all these other people that he's having to face, he'd be unstoppable. You guys have to know that. So with that fact alone, I'm proud of the man I'm rooting for, bro. I honestly don't understand who wouldn't appreciate that from a fighter. The man has had every single disadvantage. In every fight, he's the smaller fighter. He knocks everybody out. He started later than every last one of his opponents, but he still knocks everybody out. You can't tell me that man doesn't have a gift and that man doesn't deserve to be in boxing. Like, let's be real. JD's needs to go. Real talk. I don't think he takes care of Wilder the way he should. And the fact that like he let those wrinkly gloves slide, that's foul. And rumor has it that he was also in the locker room while they were turning off. No, I lied. No, he wasn't. Somebody from the commission had just left the locker room right as they were turning the cameras off. So I don't know what that means. I won't speculate on what that means, but to me, that's shady. If someone says they're going to knock you out in 2, ain't no time for body shots. Yeah, but I mean, you've seen Errol Spence put people down in the first round with a body shot, so I don't know. But then again, Errol Spence is special. What is your opinion on Big Baby Miller failing the VADA test for the 3rd time? Hey, get him out of here. Get that man out of here. Thank God he got caught before he actually got in the ring. That's a big dude. And not only that, Big Baby Miller is a genetic freak. First of all, he's a big black man from New York. 300 plus pounds. Moving like a cruiserweight. That man is fast, has stamina, throws a crap load of punches. A man like that on PEDs is going to murder somebody. Get that dude the heck up out of here. I love him and appreciate him for him having Anthony Joshua's back when it comes to the George Floyd situation. Love him for that. I love him as a person. I love how he don't take nobody's crap and he stands up for himself. But as a boxer, bro, he's not good for the sport. I'm not fixing to be biased. Hell no. I love him as a black man. I love him as a pro-black man, and I love him as an individual. But him as a fighter, nah, nah, get him out of here. You don't do that. You can kill somebody. And bro, he was on PEDs to face somebody that couldn't mess with him on his worst day. It's not like the man was dirty for every fight, and he was still fast and he was still powerful. Him and AJ, if he wouldn't have popped dirty, he probably would have knocked out Anthony Joshua. Real talk. He's way bigger than Andy Ruiz. And he's if he's not fast, if he's not as fast as Andy Ruiz, he's faster. And he throws more punches than Andy Ruiz. So you know how they say, oh, Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua because styles make fights. And that style was too much for Anthony Joshua. Big Baby Miller has the same style as Andy Ruiz, but throws a lot more punches. And he doesn't care if he misses. He's still throwing more. That man doesn't get tired. Get that dude out of here. Man like that don't need to be on steroids. He already has a genetic makeup of somebody that can't be fooled with by too many. So he didn't need all that. He didn't. So you suggest a suspension or ban for life? So check this out. I say suspend him now because he hasn't gotten in the ring with anybody dirty. Luckily, he gets caught before he ever gets to put hands on anybody. So I say suspend him right now. But if he comes back and he does it again, you're out of there. Because, matter of fact, he did it 3 times. Third strike, you out, bro. Because if you've done it 3 times and you do this with an opponent like that, you got to get him out of there. You can't risk a man like that getting in the ring, busting somebody's head open in the first round because he's on PEDs. Like, bro, world-class fighters have died in sparring. Let that sizzle for a minute. World-class fighters have died in sparring. Why would you get in the ring knowing that you have no headgear, you have lighter gloves, and you're on PEDs? I'm sorry, bro. We don't need somebody like that to stay in the sport. Like, Big Baby got to go. I'm gonna miss him because those freakish genetics and attributes are something that the sport of boxing needs, but not if he's gonna pop dirty all the time. Can't do it. He got to go. He's got to go. That's true, Fit. But when somebody talking about knocking you out, they ain't thinking about no body shots. True that. Yeah, true that. If I say I'm knocking somebody out, I'm trying to test that jaw. You right. And as I said before, Errol Spence is special. So his ability to put you down with a body shot, doesn't speak for other fighters. That's not necessarily a thing for other fighters. So but I mean, at the end of the day, it's always good to be able to throw body shots. You know what I mean? Because if there's anything like, bro, you can get hit in the head all day because when your adrenaline is going, you don't even know you're getting hit in the head half the time. But what will make a coward out of a man is fatigue and body shots. Body shots help fatigue opponents too. I'm glad that the trilogy didn't happen this summer because I honestly felt Wilder needed some time to heal and train efficiently before jumping back in the ring. True that. I mean, in order for them to like say they have another fight like the way the first one went, the only way that they will ever give Deontay Wilder his belts back, and it's been proven because the WBC is ignoring everything that's been going on. But the only way that that man gets his belts back is if he doesn't leave it to the judges. He cannot leave it to the judges, and he can't leave any room for the refs to sway the fight in any direction. You already know that the commentators are going to be very biased, so he's got all odds against him right now. All odds. Nobody has faith that Deontay Wilder will win this fight. So he's really got to go in there, and he's got to put Fury on his back 4 or 5 times. He cannot allow any room. He can't get knocked down, so he needs to hit that gym and start doing some squats. And he needs a stronger. I think his core is very strong, because I mean you can't throw a right hand like that with no torque, you know. But he needs stronger legs. He's got to make sure his cardio's up to par and he can outlast Fury. And I think that jab, if he perfects that jab, he'll be all right. He doesn't need too much. But yeah, he can't leave it in the hands of those judges anymore. Explain what makes PEDs wrong. I understand why steroids is wrong, but GNC and the vitamin shop sell PEDs. So why should a fighter get sanctioned for something he purchased legally at a retailer? Well, PEDs have genetic altering formulas in it. So it's not something like, think about it like this. Your body already has blood and pumps oxygen through that blood. But track and field runners do blood doping to where their blood carries a lot more oxygen throughout the body, like almost double the amount. So their endurance increases, and when there's more oxygen going through your muscles, the muscles are more flexible and they're a lot more powerful. So your muscle mass will increase, and you're gonna run much faster. So when you think about PEDs, it's changing your hormones. It's changing the testosterone in your body, and it's changing the way your adrenaline works. So your muscle mass goes up. You're way leaner. You're way physically stronger. You have way more endurance. Your body is way durable. Your bone density is way harder. So it's like everything that would make somebody a better fighter, PEDs helps do that, just like steroids do. PEDs are just genetic steroids, basically. And a lot of GNC products are banned in college sports and in high school sports. So I can imagine that they would be banned in professional sports as well. It's the same thing with weed now. Weed just relaxes you. I don't think weed can help somebody win a fight, but I understand why they would ban it. I'm glad you're very reasonable. I've seen other LDBC channels that have one view and you can challenge them. Glad. Oh yeah, bro. Like don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Like there's certain things that I have to admit I'm biased about. But whenever it comes to just blatant facts, bro, I'm not fixing to lie to y'all. Like I would have to one day go back to that video and be like, dang, bro, I lied. And all these people that watch me lied. Like based on the numbers that we're doing right now and how long we've held like this amount of viewers. By the way, y'all need to mash that like button. This video is probably going to do somewhere upwards of 300 to 400 views by tomorrow. So that's hundreds of people that would see me get on here and lie, and I can't handle that. Like it would bother me knowing that I did that. So it is what it is. But I mean, which LDBC channels are you talking about? Because the ones that I watch are pretty legit. Like I just have a huge problem with Showbiz the Adult and counter punch boxing. You missed my point, Fit. A normal person can purchase weed, but it's banned by some. Oh, okay, yeah. You're 100% correct on that, Murder Man. I see what you're saying. So you know me, bro. Sometimes I get so caught up in the topic that everything people say, I automatically think they're talking about that, unless they literally say, "Hey, change the subject," or it's blatant that that subject has changed. But yeah, bro. Like I just, believe it or not, Roy Jones got popped years ago for taking rips. De La Hoya, Vargas, Vladimir Klitschko all tested positive for PEDs before. I did hear about Vladimir Klitschko. I did not know that about Jesse Vargas. That kind of hurts my feelings a little bit because I like him. I did hear about De La Hoya, and it pissed me off because I'm not gonna lie, I was neutral as hell with De La Hoya versus Mayweather. I was neutral. Like I was like, bro, I would be satisfied with either way, like either decision. You know what I mean? And but at this time, I was in high school, so I didn't know how much race played a part in boxing. I just knew I liked people for certain reasons, and I loved De La Hoya at the time because he was such a dog, bro. Like he was that fighter that if you're outboxing him, he's gonna be like, "Eff it." He's gonna come straight forward with his head down and just overwhelm you until you give up. So that type of thing in boxing, I loved it. Like I loved somebody who could just completely overpower somebody else. But nowadays I realize, because of what I like to see in boxing, Mayweather was the guy. He proved he could do both. Um, are you just smash that like button? I appreciate that, Patrick. Edward. I mean, uh, I know where you were going. Thanks, Patrick. Murder Man is one of the most understanding people I know, y'all. Real talk. But as far as the situation with Tyson Fury, like the optimist in me wants to believe that a lot of this is over his head and there's really not much he can do about it. Like I'd like to believe that, and I would love for some sort of proof to come out that that is the case because when you're dealing with an individual like Daniel Kinahan, that's very believable. It's very believable that they're like, "Hey, we invested a lot of money in you. You're not about to hit my pockets, bro. You're going to do this." So he's like, "F it, I'm gonna do it." Because we don't know how long Daniel Kinahan has been involved in Tyson Fury's affairs. You know, how could we possibly know that? How are fighters beating their pre and post urine drug tests? I have no clue, but I did hear that one time Mike Tyson used a fake penis. But I have no clue because it's funny. It usually doesn't come out that they were on PEDs during that time until afterwards, like way afterwards. So I think when there's money, when there's a large amount of money involved in an organization, there's going to be filthy people that have their hands in power. If you believe that politics are dirty, you have to believe that boxing is dirty. You know what I mean? Politics is a way bigger arena than boxing. So there's definitely dishonest and disloyal people in boxing. So I wouldn't be surprised if fighters pop up dirty all the time, but powerful people are betting on them and are just like, hey, we're gonna let it slide because we need you to knock this dude out. If he dies, he dies. You know? That wouldn't surprise me. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's you know. But hey, somebody didn't answer my question. I was asking which LDBC person that they were talking about because I know all them brothers to be pretty legit, to be honest. Don King only in America. I think it's funny though how like Don King is getting all this flack for what he's done, but Bob Arum skates free, and they were partners. They did a lot of stuff together. So it's like you've got to believe that if one is guilty, the other is guilty. But for some odd reason, I guess it's just because uh, Bob Arum is still extremely active in the business. Who knows? I don't like it though. I mean, we can keep it a buck about that. Like Tyson Fury is foul. I mean, not Tyson. Well, he is too, but Bob Arum is foul. That dude is foul. Birds of a feather flock together. Exactly. So if Don King dirty, Bob Arum is too. I mean, you guys have seen that every single time somebody gets popped for doing some foul stuff, it's one of Bob Arum's fighters. It's always one of Bob Arum's fighters. I don't trust Eddie Hearn either. We're gonna keep it a buck about that too. I do not trust Eddie Hearn. I think he's a real greedy man that came over from the UK hoping to stick his hands in that money pot that is in America. Just like we say, uh, Vegas is the mecca of boxing. What in the heck? I'm sorry, I'm reading some comments. All right, just like we say, Vegas is the mecca of boxing, the MGM Grand. As far as a worldwide basis, you got to say United States of America is the mecca of boxing. Boxing is bigger in America than it is anywhere else, and UK comes second. You've got to be crazy to think that Eddie Hearns has Bob Arum money or has Al Heyman money. Eddie Hearns doesn't even have the money that Floyd Mayweather has. I love your insight, bro. With that being said, shed some light on the shady character of Al Heyman. You hardly ever see the guy. Oh, I knew this was coming. I do think that's odd. I think it's very odd. But when you think about it, um, it's known for making fighters their own boss. So it's like they do their own deals, and I mean, what? Actually, he does do the deals. He makes all the calls and everything. But I mean, you see him around. It's just not often. Uh, and he doesn't do interviews. Bob, like Al Heyman doesn't do interviews, and I just think the guy doesn't like attention. But I mean, I understand how people on the other end of the spectrum would think that that's shady. But I think the guy just honestly doesn't like being in the limelight like that. But you make a bunch of fighters their own boss, that's a big deal. Floyd Mayweather has reached the pinnacles he's reached because of Al Heyman. And Al Heyman owns a large portion of PBC. Mayweather doesn't own like a super large portion, but owns a bit of it. He owns shares of PBC. But Al Heyman owns a lot. So I don't even think it's necessary for him to show up too many places because, I mean, he's getting a lot of money from PBC. A lot of money. But it is a little odd that you don't see him much. Because I would never blame it on age because Bob Arum is always out and about. And he's argumentative too. That may be true, but as of today, the UK has more title holders than the US. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. Well, no, 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 no. I'll say the UK has more big name title holders because there's a lot of weight classes that get overlooked and disregarded. But the welterweight division, the most popular division, oh yeah, all them titles is in America. So as far as heavyweight, yeah, you know, it's Anthony Joshua and Fury, but that welterweight division though, and that super welterweight division, and that middleweight division, and the super middleweight division, oh yeah, you looking at America. Only person that got a leg to stand on right now, as far as super middleweight division, is Canelo, and he ducking Jamel Charlo or Jamal Charlo, and a lot of people don't have nice things to say about the Charlo twins, but bro, I love them. I'm sorry, them dogs, and they gonna keep chasing, bro. They will not stop. Like, bro, it's that's the one thing you can never deny is that Canelo has been running from Jamal. Uh, wow, that's crazy. Super J Dilly. Didn't think I would ever see the day. Go to Ring TV and check their ratings. UK is leading by a large margin. But how long though, bro? Seriously though, like how long? How long do you think that's gonna be a thing? Because realistically, bro, if Anthony Joshua would have just gotten a ring with Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder would have been unified a long time ago. A long time ago. And Tyson Fury should have never had a belt in the first place because every time he's won a belt, he's cheated. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was over a boxing commission, mm, let me restate that. If I was over a sanctioning body, I would prefer to have an Anthony Joshua or a Deontay Wilder or a Nicholas Asbury or a Stephen Cunningham as a world champion or an Andy Ruiz as a world champion over the likes of a Tyson Fury. I don't want my world champions having that much controversy. I want my champions to be likable guys because when that happens, people are going to root for my champions. Tyson Fury's losing a fan base the moment that it comes out. Hey, these aren't just conspiracy theories. It's actually true. He did these things. Respect to the UK, but that's got to change. Real talk. Like I mean, we like USA started this, bro. But we'll see. Yeah, but I'm just trying to see like where the UK could fit more belts than the USA when Ryan Garcia, American, Devin Haney, American, Javante Davis, American, uh, uh, Gary Russell Jr., um, Mikey Garcia, American. I think he still has some of his titles. Terrence Crawford, American. Uh, Errol Spence, American. Jermell Charlo, American. Jamal Charlo, American. Boo Boo, American. Uh, who else? That's 10 people, bro. So I'm trying to figure out like we got all these American champions. How, like where are these other champions fitting? How can the UK have more? You see what I'm saying? The only thing I've heard of is the UK is Caleb Plant. That's 11. Caleb Plant is American, and Benavidez is Hispanic. He's not from the UK, so that's another belt that the UK can't have. Manny Pacquiao is not in the UK. That's another belt that they can't have. Who else? And regional titles don't matter because that's for your regional. So it's not a world title. So it can't be those. But I'm thinking about all the belts we have in the USA because just like I named all these fighters, like some of these fighters that I named are unified. Errol Spence is unified. He has two belts. Yeah, bro. Like I don't think that's legit information. I don't think that's legit information, bro. UK can't be ahead. But let me check. He said Ring Magazine. Let me check just in case, because I don't like to be wrong. And if I am wrong, I'm not going to continue, saying that I'm not. If I am, he said go to Ring TV and check it out. Okay, Ring TV. I'll add UK in there too, just so it will go quicker. Okay, it's pausing and freezing up. I'm sorry for some reason, bro. My computer's been going real slow lately. Internet not responding. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wait for this to stop acting silly. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't even get back to the screen to see what you guys are saying yet because my internet's not responding. Okay, there we go. Um, okay, nothing new was said. So let me go to this Ring TV. Bro, this is a UK platform. Or is it? No, it's not. Oh my god, it keeps pausing. Like my computer keeps freezing, guys. I'll have to look into that, and if you're right, I'll probably do a video on it. But I don't think the UK has more belts than the United States of America. And that we have way too many champions, bro. Way too many. When you look at all the lower weight classes, like like bantamweights and featherweights and lightweights and all. Like it's a lot of people that just aren't from the UK. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way UK has the most belts. Come on, my internet is acting up, y'all. Okay, get back on. Still, come on, bro. This is. I'm sorry, y'all. This is messing up the whole vibe. Come on. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. No more Frank New. Wow. There's a lot that's been said since then. Uh, that may be true, but as of today, oh, okay. All right. It's a great site, but you have to click on each weight class and tally them up. No De La Hoya own it. Wait, what is De La Hoya own? Oh, De La Hoya owns the site. Okay. Well, I prefer him over. Okay, yeah, bro. It's not about right or wrong. It's about brothers having a great discussion about boxing. Hell, I may be wrong, but I think I'm right. Oh no, you right. Like that. I mean, the discussion is why I go to controversial topics because there's a lot of like if everybody agreed with everything that I say, then my videos will be extremely short when I live stream. Like seriously, who would go click on a live stream that's only 10 minutes long? You know what I mean? Interaction is the only reason why people go to live stream. So if I wasn't gonna talk a while or I couldn't handle talking for very long, then 9 times out of 10, I'm better off just making an upload. You know what I mean? As opposed to, you know, like as far as like the shady stuff going on with the government and all that stuff, I'm on all that too. I'm on all that. No more Frank Bruno's. Man, Tyson did that dude dirty. But it's crazy though, because Frank Bruno had some beastie size to him. He was a big dude. That was a real big dude. Hey, but I can give y'all a few more minutes, 15 at the max. I honestly really don't want to get off because I feel like we're doing well right now. I can't wait to start streaming in my office again, or at least until I get a house to where I can have like a setup. Like, bro, for non-boxing setup is one of my favorite setups ever. Like, dude is legit. YouTube has already put me on limited for ad suitability. So I'm requesting a review because you guys are not gonna do that to me. So you guys are gonna have to review this 2 hour video. Make YouTube work for their money. Shoot. Y'all not gonna snake me like that, bro. Like, so in the guidelines, they said it's against the rules to have excessive cussing and all that stuff. Bro, if I can count on one hand how many times I've cussed in a a stream that's almost 3 hours long, like how can they not like I'm breaking a rule or it's not suitable for most advertisers. Thing says ad suitability. How is it not suitable? Uh, Freezing up again. My laptop might need a break. But no, hold on, yo. So I'm looking at your guys' comments from my phone right now. Okay. Can't wait till you do. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna stay on it, bro. I'm definitely gonna stay on it. Rashad. Patrick said you like live streams better than quick uploads. It's not that. It's just that like I feel that both are necessary for the simple fact that I need to interact with you guys on a regular basis, but there also has to be material out there for whenever I can't interact with you guys. So I'm not gonna lie, I love my uploads because I get to edit them. I get to edit them, and I get to make things that need to be flawless, flawless, and I'm less prone to make mistakes or say the wrong thing or stumble over my words. Whereas live streams, you get in the general article. Like I might stutter, I might stumble over my words, but y'all can see, you know, if I'm being genuine or not. Y'all can see me be human. So it's like I'm more relatable on live stream because you're not seeing this guy that was prepared, as you would see on an upload. On an upload, I control the narrative. I can control what you see when you watch it. Whereas with a live stream, I can't control it. Like if y'all don't catch it, a troll is gonna catch it. So either way it goes, like you know, everything is raw and uncut on a live stream. I can clip cuss words and emotion out of an upload. I hope that answers your question. Okay, we're back. So I'm not gonna try to go to any other windows until this live stream is over, because every time I do it, the live stream messes up. Please mash that like button. Let's go. Mash that like button. I'm trying to get way more people in here. But my goal is to start having like 500 people on my live streams, but I'm not as big as Blue Blood, and Fanon Boxing, Barbershop Conversations, and all those guys. So it doesn't happen like that for me. Perfect answer. Okay, bet. Appreciate that, Patrick. Yeah, man. I try to give y'all the genuine article, man. Like no faulty business. And I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes like I get to be extra. Like, I start getting into it, but I feel like some of y'all that come see, like bro, some of y'all are on every stream. And I appreciate y'all for that. I love y'all for that. It means a lot to me. Even if it's only two or three people that's on here, if it's the people that come every time, bro, I'll stay on here for one of y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because it's genuine. I appreciate it. Like that means you're here for me. But as I'm saying, there's quite a few people that come here for the imperfect parts of me, for some of my flaws, because it's genuine. So those are the people I appreciate the most. Like I'd rather have 100,000 people like that than have 100 million people that don't care for me to be real. You know what I mean? And the reason why I have so much negative stuff to say just froze again. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Okay, can you guys see me? Like, can y'all hear what I'm saying? 'Cause I think it froze up. Well, it froze up on my end, but I can see everything you guys are saying from my phone. Okay, yeah. So it's not frozen on my phone, but yeah, a lot of people left, so I'm pretty sure it did freeze. Murderman said, "Damn, my comment disappeared." Rashad London said, "What happened?" Hey, so did I freeze up? Somebody comment real quick. Did I freeze up? Because I was in the middle of a moment. Dang. Yeah, it was, but we back rolling. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that stuff kills me. I got about 4 more minutes, guys. Man, more compelling questions, man. I think the whole um Tyson Fury discussion is dying. But yeah, I think the integrity of the WBC and Nevada State Commission, I think it's been compromised heavily. But hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate the love from all you guys. You know, on to the next topic for next time. All right, off it in, out. Dang, it just froze again. Jesus, what's wrong with my laptop?